What is up, everybody? This is Betting the NFL Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 56, and we're gonna get into a lot of bets here for this one game. But I am Caleb Ochoa, also known as NFL Caleb 22, and I am with my man Derek, also known as DWeezy. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Yeah,
Chilling, man. Just getting ready for this to make some money on the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I see the world didn't stop because we, didn't have real football on a Sunday.
mhm.
Because man, I see what they are trying to call the Pro Bowl nowadays. I couldn't watch it before. I don't know how you watch it now. That's my honest opinion. I don't know how you watch the Pro Bowl.
It's just you just accept it. You just accept that it is what it is, and that I guess you either
I'm
like it
sorry,
or
there are plenty of other all-star games that I will watch before I watch the NFL Pro Bowl. And
yeah.
that's not saying that the other stuff is good. That's just proof to how bad the Pro Bowl is. I mean, that's just horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. But we were not going to talk about that game. But we are going to talk about the because we weren't here last week, so we couldn't talk about the NFC and AFC championships, and we're going to talk about that right now. And in those games, both favorites lost against the spread. They went 1-1 and straight up, and the over and unders. Um, I think one game went no, both games I think went under. Um, Even though one game did go into overtime, they still both went under. But we'll start with the upset of the week, which was the Bengals beating the Chiefs. And the Chiefs went into a big lead, huge lead, had 21-3 lead. Um, they were up 21-10. They could have been up by more. They failed to score at the head. Patrick Mahomes kind of mismanaged the time right before time expired. I think he thought he had another timeout. He didn't. But so it could have been worse. And then the Bengals just come back with a furious comeback. They tied up. They get into overtime. They held the Chiefs to only like a field goal for the second half. And after that, after Bengals defense was stepping up, I think that kind of riled Patrick Mahomes because he threw the pick in overtime, which the Bengals actually played defense. That's why you don't need to switch damn rules. If you just play defense, you can get the goddamn ball back. Everybody complaining about the goddamn overtime rules. If you did, look what the Bengals did. Just play defense, and you get the ball back, and you win the game. But so that happened. They win it. They're in the Super Bowl. But what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Let's be honest. Who didn't want to put a little bit on the money line when they saw the Chiefs won the coin toss for overtime? I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, who didn't want to run, wherever your window is on your phone? Run to the window. He won the coin toss. He's got more than 13 seconds. Moneyline Chiefs, yeah. But fortunately, that wasn't the case for a lot of people because, man, I don't think anybody saw him coming out and throwing an interception. A prop I was on for the championship round. Over 3.5 interceptions for both games. I expected the NFC side to be the heavy side when it came to the picks. I felt pretty good going into that NFC game with 3 picks out of that AFC. I believe Mahomes supplied 2 of them. And so, then of course, Matt Stafford. Lovely Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Easy pick a game,
Mhm.
That was money in the bank. You going into the NFC championship game, you need an interception in the game, and you got Matthew Stafford throwing the ball. That was then just flat out money. That easily cashed. I believe there was, I'm not sure if it was 4 or 5, but we covered that 3.5, and that's all we needed.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then with the Rams, like I was saying, I came into this playoffs with a futures bet that was, long enough odds that I was able to hedge it off every round. And once it got to the, NFC championship game with the 49ers, I wish the odds had been slightly higher. I'd have been able to see plus money both ways. But I can live with not losing money or winning money. And fortunately, The Rams pulled it out.
Yeah.
And so, you know, ended up with a cool, easy plus 125 when it's all said and done. And when you take into account everything, uh, which is still always a nice win. I don't think anybody's ever going to argue with a plus 125 win.
Yeah. But yeah, I did great this week, man. Everything I predicted in both these games, pretty much came true. I said in the Bengals game, I said last week, I said just because the Bengals get down, don't count them out. I say that because I knew Jared Warrior could score like that. I knew their offense could score quick, and that's exactly what happened. Even though at the point like they were down 21-3, I was just hoping for a backdoor cover, which I did think was going to happen. But they just went ahead and got the outright upset. And then in the Rams Niners game, yeah, we both done 3.5 because of that half point. That half point was crucial for me picking the Niners. They get they cover, they didn't get the win. Um, and yeah, I knew it was going to be a tough, and I got the under in that one because I just knew it was going to be a tough game for the Rams offense. And I knew that Garoppolo was going to play like Garoppolo and not score very many points. So I thought that was an easy under there. The over I got wrong. I thought the Bengals Chiefs was going to go over. Didn't happen. Even when it went into overtime, there was still a chance to get the hit over, but it went under just by 3. And so yeah, I did pretty damn well this week in the championship round. Which I was very happy about.
Yeah, so all right, so as far as Super Bowl's coming up, prop
Mm-hmm.
mania, that's what everybody wants to know about. Who's got the props?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where everybody's eyes are. Where are the props?
Yeah, we'll go and get to them. But first, we'll get to the Super Bowl. We'll get our picks. It's Los Angeles Rams versus Cincinnati Bengals. We all know that. It's in LA. But I'll start off. I got the Rams to win. Room for the Bengals. I got the Bengals +4. And I'll tell you why. Because the Bengals have won 3 straight playoff games. They're as an underdog. They made key turnovers in those games to win those games. Matt Stafford nearly gave the game away against the Niners when he threw that pick to Chris Cart and he just dropped the ball. And yeah, so he's capable of giving those turnovers to the Bengals so they capitalize them. Bengals covering 7 straight while going 5-0 against the spread as underdogs during this stretch. And their favorites, and the Rams have struggled as favorites. They're 1-3, or no, 1-3 since week 17, and finished the season just 7-10 when laying the points. The last 6 Super set by only 6 points more. And Rams, people have always been saying how much Rams are going to have a home field advantage. They don't have a home field advantage. I don't give a crap of what anybody says. They are not the favorite team in LA. I think even the Raiders have way more fans in LA than the Rams do. I don't think it's going to be much of a home field advantage for them. The 49ers fans were vastly outnumbered the Rams fans in the championship game. I think the Bengals fans are going to travel. And yeah, so Rams only really scored only 20 points. That's why I'm going to take the under in this one, which is 48.5. But I just think the Bengals, they do have a good explosive offense, but that's really all they got. I think they play defense well enough to keep it in under. But the Rams are just too much talent. They're just a better team overall. They have more talented players on their team. That's why I think they pull out the win. And but I think the Bengals keep it close. This is a field goal game, and the Rams will win by field goal. And I think just like in all these games, I think the Rams get it up quick. So I will take them -3 in the first half because I think they'll have a good lead in the first going to halftime. Just like the Bengals were down last week. I think probably going to be down this week. This week too. So I have that bet. But that's my best for this game. What do you got?
Yeah, I would definitely lean to the unders on, first half, first quarter plays. A lot of people want to say, oh, the Rams were in the Super Bowl 3 years ago. I saw something to the effect 5 players from that team, 5 starters of those 22 starters are only left on this roster. So you don't have that traditional, oh, these guys have been there before. So we're basically talking about 2 fresh, brand new teams in the Super Bowl. And honestly, you know, first half, first quarter, you might see some ugly play. You not necessarily turnovers or fumbles or, things to that nature, but you could definitely easily see some sloppy 3-and-outs, you know, a field goal here, a field goal there, maybe a touchdown, a sole touchdown in the first, half or quarter or half. Uh, I could easily see this game having, only 13 points in it going into halftime or something like that, and you still end up covering a game total spread on the over because they go out there and put up, 17, 20 points apiece. These teams do have explosiveness, and there's a lot of things that point to that and indicate that.
Yeah. Another thing wanted to mention is against the Titans, you saw the pass rush get to the to Joe Burrow, and they didn't score very more points. I think they scored under like 20 points in that game. I think that's another reason why I got the under in this. Because the Rams have the pass rushers too. They got Von Miller, they got Aaron Donald. Everybody knows that they can get after Bengals all season. Not very good line. So that's why I don't think it's going to be that high of a score. And the Bengals been playing good defense as well. That'll limit Stafford. Stafford's going to give him mistakes, but he's not going to give him as many mistakes as Tannehill did. That's why I think they will win. And yeah,
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I'm on. I was able to get the Bengals. I believe it was plus. I'll have to double check if I was able to get the hook. I thought I was able to get the hook at plus 4.5.
Nice.
When it first opened. I know it's been holding at 4. I don't
Yeah.
expect there to be much movement as far as the odds. I do agree with what you were saying about there not being home field advantage, because even though this is being held in their stadium, people are underestimating the fact that not your average fan can just simply buy a ticket to this game.
Yeah, it's all them rich people that just want to be at the Super Bowl.
Exactly. This is no different than the Kentucky Derby. This is a social event for people. This is you bought this ticket at the beginning of the year before you knew who was going to be there.
Yeah.
So yes, you will see tickets that find their ways to, fans from both teams, but by no means is this going to be like a Rams dominated crowd. Now you may see a lot of Rams jerseys on, but I don't think this will be a Rams heavy crowd.
Bandwagoners. Those aren't real fans. Those are just people who moved to LA and decided to root for the LA teams.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a lot of people that they may be from the LA area and put on an LA jersey when they're at the game, but they're by no means actually a Rams fan.
Yeah.
They're not going to be out there cheering for the team or, trying to help lift the spirits and so on. Yeah, no, I got this at the +4 as well. But yeah, I sort of think, in line with what you were saying, that close game maybe ends in a field goal and that +4, cover on the spread, but you don't win straight up.
Yeah. That's why I had. So just to sum it up, I got the Bengals +4, Rams on the money line -200, the under 49.5, and Rams in the first half -3. That's my picks. You just want to restate your picks? Yeah, mute. You gotta unmute yourself. Mute. Derek, yo, can you hear me? Yo, Derek.
Sorry, damn. Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Yeah. No. As far as any sort of first half props or things like that, I'm on not really on anything there. I do have the +4 with the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, some things I do think are going to correlate to some of the props that are out there and things like that. But also, it's hard to say if this game's going to, stay more towards the under game. I could see, 24 or 23, 27, something in that range, 24, 27. But you could also easily see this game being a 36-35 game when it's all, said and done, 33-35, something of that nature. So, yeah, I don't, you not necessarily common sense, but, more traditional thinking is that, the defensive line of the Rams is just going to get the Burrow. And, yeah, I think they're going to get a couple sacks, but I don't think they're going to get at him the way that some people think. Now, I do think there will be some sacks in the game, and that's actually one of the props I was touching on in the list I got of things that I'll be playing and tracking and following this Super Bowl Sunday.
All right, man. I think it's time to get into our prop bet mania, pretty much. I'll start it off. I got a bunch of standard ones.
Well, hold on. I think the most famous one that might be the best way to
Okay,
start
go
it off.
ahead.
You playing the coin toss?
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that one. I
Yeah.
was gonna get to that
All
one.
right. What you got?
I have that. I saw a lot of tails. I think I saw tails one more than heads. So, and a lot of people, was it the overtime games? They were picking heads, right? And
Yes,
it
and
went
it
tails.
was tails in the
Yeah,
Chiefs game. Yeah.
yeah. I think it was tails twice in the other overtime too. So I'm gonna go heads. I'm gonna go heads.
Oh, see, now I'm gonna say I'm on the tail, so that's a good one. That's a good one to follow right there. Uh, yeah, this is that it's the chicken and the egg sort of scenario.
Mm,
Regardless of what the trend says, regardless of what the records say, as far as this prop, whatever, yeah, it's almost too silly to be a prop. Uh, it's still a 50-50 coin flip,
yeah.
like. So yeah, I'm on tails. Tails never
You
fails.
can't get more of an even bet than that.
Exactly.
But I got first first touchdown scored. Cooper Cup's the favorite at plus 500. Joe Mixon plus 700. Cam Akers plus 750. Jamar Chase 750. Odell Beckham plus 850. And no touchdown score is plus 9,000. But I got Odell at plus 850. I think that's great value. I'm more taking the value on this one. I think both. I don't think they want Cooper Cup or Jamar Chase, whoever, as an offense first. I don't. I think the defense want to target them, not to score, make sure they don't score.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
first
why I think.
score won't be a deep bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
So
think it'll be Odell Beckham Jr. because I don't think it'll. I think the Rams will score first. Like I said, I think they're going to be up
yeah,
first.
and I see where you're getting at with there, because yeah, you're basically saying the first score is not going to be a deep bomb. So all right. That not to say that Chase won't score on a deep bomb at some point in the game, but we're talking about the first
First,
score. And so I think, yeah, in this sort of scenario, T. Higgins is not going to be, an option. He's more of a deep threat, or maybe, short yardage. Even he has the ability to break off something long, but you know, Cooper Cup, he's more the deep ball threat on the Rams side. OBJ has more accepted that he's going to play the number 2. He's going to work the intermediate to deep side of the field. but still is capable of handling those quick slants, those, quick drags across the middle and things of such nature. Uh, and then also he's more of a utilized target in your red zone situations. I was just talking with someone the other day. He probably still to this day has the best hands in the league. You know, he may not always, come down with the catch, but he has some of the best natural hands in the league. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. All right. You want to go next?
Um, well, the one I found, and I wish I could have found Matt Stafford throws a pick six. That'd be good money right there. Yeah,
Pick
but
six.
basically, first special teams or defensive touchdown in the game. They had a few different options: fumble return, kickoff return, punt return, interception return, so on. Uh, basically, pick six plus 300. I like that because
Yeah.
you're giving me Matt Stafford basically plus 300, uh, plus Burrow. Yeah, I'd take Matt Stafford at plus 100 to throw a pick six,
Hmm.
honestly. So you gonna give me Stafford and
Yeah.
plus 300? Oh yeah, I'm all over that one.
I think this is a good one. Okay. I got anytime touchdown score. Cooper Cup minus minus 175. Joe Mixon 125. Jamar Chase 110. OBJ plus 120. But I like T Higgins plus 150. I think T Higgins will, like I said, I think they're going to hold on the Cooper Cup and Jamar Chase. I like the secondary options. I'll take T Higgins to score at any time in this game. Plus 150. I think that's good value.
Yeah, I do like T Higgins over say Tyler Boyd or one of the secondary options, P Ryan or Mixon. I do think Mixon would be more a threat. Well, that front for I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe Mixon won't be a threat in the red zone. Uh, but yeah. I think that's I've heard a lot of people be high on Tyler Boyd. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I haven't been. I don't expect much out of him. I think he'll see a little bit, some targets, so on. But I think T Higgins he could definitely end up being the one to target in this situation.
All right.
Um, I was on the OBJ prop, anytime TD 1+120. I did like the
Okay.
number there, and then I was able to get the Jamar Chase anytime TD at plus 115. Just the volume that he's going to see, the ability that he has to break off something deep, even if it's late in the game, garbage time, getting blown out. They're going to be going to him. He's going to have the ball coming his way. And you get into a scenario where you're up by 20, 30 points. He gets the ball in his hand, and those defensive players don't care too much about tackling. He could go 60 and easily just break off a pointless TD.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
Yeah, and a lot of these, I'm like, I know what obviously the favorites. Not always trying to go for the favorite. I'm trying to like see what the best value is, and if is it still a likely scenario of happening. And that's why I try to look for in all these prop bets of, you know, likely, but it's not the favorite. That's what I
Oh
was looking
yeah,
for.
yeah. Some of these are meant to be fun, but at the same time, you're not looking to play minus 130, minus 150, minus 170, and so on. You want to find good value in your plays,
Yeah.
and with with the Super Bowl and the books offering more props and more positions than in just about any other situation. They open up more exposure and more chance to find a better angle to play something. Something like a yes no market on will somebody have a TD? Not, anytime TD. There's no option there.
Mm.
Uh you can get into some wild plays if you got a strong feel about the right team or right, combination of players or something like that. Now, an interesting one I came across that I really like, and most people might find it odd or funky, but I think going into the Super Bowl, the number of times the chains get brought out for a measurement. Now, this gets really
I
interesting
didn't even think about
because
that one.
the number is 1.5. So basically, you're saying 2 times.
2 measurements.
Will there be 2? That's the question. Will there be 2?
I'll say yes.
Yeah, I took the over. It's plus
Yeah.
125. I think in a game where in no other game would a half yard matter more to a coach's decision making on whether or not we go for it on 4th down. You're not talking about, oh, that spot, not necessarily the spot's wrong, but we got the 1st down. That's
Mhm.
no, you're talking about even, are we talking about a full yard? Are we talking about basically over, technically over a yard, that yard and a half type scenario? Or are we talking half a yard? Like that type of stuff comes into play in the Super Bowl when you think, especially in this day and age where it's more common to go for it on 4th down, things of that nature. You might consider going for it on a 4th down, buy your team that extra 20, 30 seconds of a timeout, and so on. So, yeah, 2 times, coach can request a measurement. The refs might measure it. Got to
Yeah.
take the over
All
there,
right.
plus
I
125.
got the first scoring play. Touchdowns the favorite is minus 180. Field goal plus 130. Safety at plus 2200. I honestly thought field goal would be favorite. That's why I'm going to take it because plus 130. I think I think that's pretty good odds there. So yeah, I think a field goal will be the first score of the game.
Honestly, I feel that could be a possibility. I think you could potentially see a field goal be the first score of the game on both sides. Sort of fitting back into the line with what I was saying, about, potentially playing first half under, first quarter unders. Basically a field goal each. You ain't got your feet under you. You're not necessarily going out there and playing bad, but things have to click for you to put together drives that end up in the end zone. So you're either saying we ran, we got not necessarily lucky, but we hit a big play, scored a touchdown real fast, or things were clicking and we put together play after play and got a touchdown. And so if you're saying that the latter isn't happening, more or less the question is, do they punt, do they kick a field goal, or do they score a touchdown? Punt doesn't matter in this situation. First score. So is it going to be a touchdown, a deep bomb, or a field goal? That's the question.
All right, got another one.
All right, let's see. Burrow over 2.5 rushing attempts, minus 130. I can't pass that up. That's easy
He's
money
got to
because
have more.
even if he gets flushed out of the pocket, that's a rushing attempt.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
he's
All
got
he
to
has to
have
do is get across the
more.
line. Yeah. So yeah.
All
Now,
right,
and then on the flip side of that, Stafford under 2.5 rushing attempts.
that's a tough one.
Oh yeah, that statue ain't going nowhere.
You know what? I would take the over anyways. You just
See.
I'd just take the over anyways. Just see. You might, like you said, might get pressured. Might have to just run for a couple yards.
Can he run for a couple yards?
Maybe, or he just does QB sneak, something like that. So I'll take the over. I got first team to score. The Rams are the favorite, minus 135. Bengals at plus 105. This is the case. I will go with the favorite. I'll take the Rams because I do think they will be the first one to score. Yeah, just that's like I've been saying. I think they'll be up on the Bengals pretty quick in this one.
And I could see that happening. They are the more veteran team, even though both teams aren't really playoff experience. I know there are players on the Rams with playoff experience, but they Stafford didn't get whatever playoff time he saw in LA. Von Miller didn't get whatever playoff time he saw in LA. So, it's hard it's not your traditional, we look at this team and, this team went to the playoffs in that year and this year. And, this is their record. This is how that team did. No, some of these guys, they got playoff experience from other places. So yeah, they are the more veteran team. Another prop I found, over 2.5 pass attempts, or over 2.5 players attempt to pass. Basically, you get.
No, I'm gonna go under.
Oh, really? So no, because we're not just talking a trick play now. Somebody goes down for a couple snaps and they walk
That's
out
true.
there and attempt to pass.
I didn't think about
You don't
that.
need a trick play. You don't need a, wide receiver throwing it on the end around. No, but that's the other
I still
thing.
think under. I still think it's just gonna be a standard game. I don't think you want to go too crazy. I think I'll play it safe and say it'll just be Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow throwing the ball.
Now, I'm on the over in this one. I'm not going to say, necessarily it's OBJ putting one out there. It might be, it might be the punter. We got two coaches that aren't afraid to, test those boundaries of what can I do.
All right. I got Joe Burrow over under 276.5 yards. I'm going to go with the over because they're going to be behind. They're going to have to come back. He's going to have to throw for a lot. So I think he's going to hit the under. Conversely, Matthew Stafford over and under 279.5. I like the under. I think he'll have the lead. I think they're going to run a ball a lot. I think the Rams. I think that's how they're going to win this game is running Cam Akers a lot. So I don't think Stafford will have to throw the ball a lot. So I like the under on him.
And I can get behind that line of thinking because honestly, I don't see this being towards the higher end of the spectrum. I do think it'll get easily into the 20s, maybe, like I said, a 27-23 game. Maybe you get into that, starting to creep into 30. Maybe one team hits 30, the other team, 27. So, yeah, I definitely could see there being more production on the run side with LA. Now, that doesn't mean, run out and just put money on a Cam Akers rushing prop because you got that multi-head attack in, the rush game with the Rams. You got Sony Michel. You have, Cam Akers. Even though a player like Robert Woods is not there, the way they like to utilize their offense, they're giving one or two handoffs to a wide receiver, a Cooper Kupp, a OBJ. So, there's going to be a run game utilized by the Rams. So, take that under, less pass attempts typically equals less yardage.
Yeah. All right. Another one.
Longest TD scored, Bengals plus 115. I think, they have the bigger opportunity for a big play. They're going to be more in that, play. I think, if you're playing from behind, A, they got the right personnel, and B, they got the right mentality. Even if it's a close game, they're still going to be looking for that big shot,
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily have to break off a 70-yard, 60-yard touchdown. You just need 40, 50-yard touchdown. It has to be the score, And also, let me see. Yeah, it's specifically TD. So yeah,
can hit one big any point. So,
yeah.
With that, mention Joe Mixon. I'll take him for most rushing yards in the game at plus 110, like you said, because Cam Akers and Sony Michel share the load. And I think Joe Mixon is a sole back with the Bengals, so I like him to get the most rushing yards.
Yeah, I think if you're going to make a pick in that market, that's the way to go.
Yeah. All right, got another one.
Missed field goal or PAT off the crossbar or upright. Me personally, I had to take the yes plus 475 because I mean honestly, like of all the times to be in a situation, Cincinnati kicker riding high,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Big Dog making, predictions as he's walking up to put game sealing field goals through the uprights. That's almost storybook written. He's going to doink one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I
Uh,
need is one. All I need
yeah.
is one to
Funny.
bounce off. And I get both sides. Again, it's a prop where it's not specific to any player or any side. So I just need
Yeah.
one.
Well, speaking of field goals, uh, both over unders for the Rams and Bengals are 1.5. So, um, I'll take the Bengals over 1.5. I'll probably take both over 1.5. I think both.
I'm liking both, honestly,
Yeah.
because I think there'll be, if the number's 1.5, as long as it's, not getting juiced too bad, I'll take the over because, like I said, I see at least two field goals being scored. You're talking even in a 23-27 game, you basically kick two field goals.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, to get to 23,
Yeah.
unless
It's
you.
1.5 for both each team.
But each
Yeah. So
okay. I still feel comfortable each
yeah,
team
each team
hitting
winning.
over one.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think both teams can manage 2 field goals
that's what
each.
I'm saying. And even if you played it, regardless if that's individual or both teams in mandatory two field goals, I still think both teams end up with two field goals in this game.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
All right. See here on this wild, wacky board of props that we got going on. All right. Oh, here's a fun halftime one for you.
Okay.
Will a halftime performer be smoking at some point during the performance?
That's a good one.
Plus 200 to the yes.
Uh, yeah. I'll take it. I'll take the plus 200.
I'd have been more interested to see if they had actually given you the options on who would it be.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
Well, Snoop Dogg probably be a favorite, obviously.
it could, yeah, clearly that's an easy favorite. That wouldn't even be plus money. That's almost
Yeah.
not fair. Uh, but almost like, all right, if it was a question of first, yeah, I think he'd take it. But like if it was a question of who wouldn't be smoking and then, a yes no market, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Mary J. Blige would have everybody shocked. She'd be up there with, a cigar, black and mild, something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody forget Mary J. Blige got that old school style, y'all. But yeah, that was one I came across that I couldn't pass up. Plus 200 for the yes. Oh yeah, put me down for that. Now I got a reason to watch the halftime show. Like I'm a Panthers fan. I'm trying to stay interested this Super Bowl.
Exactly. Well, it's gonna be a great halftime show, and the prop I have is how many songs will there be, and the over under is 8.5 songs, and the over is a favorite at minus 300, under is at plus 220. I'm gonna say each artist gets about 2 songs, which means there's about 5 artists, which means that's why I think it's gonna be at least 10 songs long.
Possibly. I see where your head's at. Now, see, here's the interesting question, though, because Dre has the history that he has with some of these people. Does
Mm-hmm.
some of those songs more or less,
That's
share?
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. They
So,
share it. They might share
because
this song.
easily there's like 2 or 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5, just off the top of my head, songs that you could list that either Dr. Dre and or Eminem or Snoop Dogg were on.
Yeah, they because Dr. Dre obviously and shared Snoop Dogg's
Yeah,
and
so that gets a little interesting there. I don't know. That's kind of exciting. I like that one right there. Because never mind the fact that you got to watch it. Then you're gonna have to sit back and you're like count. Like, wait, which songs did they do? All right, rewind.
Yeah. And sometimes in the halftime shows they'll do like one verse, and that'll be like the
A
song.
verse. Shoot, you might only get a couple lines.
Yeah, exactly. So does that count as like them doing the song? No.
Yeah. Well, no, I give you a prime example. The year Katy Perry did it, it was big hype behind Lenny Kravitz was going to make an appearance. He literally came on for, he maybe did some good, I know he did some guitar play, but literally like they did a couple lines from I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally like, they said the chorus like one time, like they did that line like 2-3 times, and that was it. That was
Yeah.
it. That was it. So yeah, you might get a couple lines from a song, and if it's depending on how they choreograph it, So yeah, that could get real interesting right there.
All right, and another one I got is well, the first song be California Love, and that's at plus 250.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they are in California. Yes.
yeah. But see, it's more than just that. Snoop's California born and raised. Dre's California born and raised. I don't know much about Kendrick off the top of my head, but we're not even talking California born and raised. I know you sort of start getting into your own little, cliques and, start, more defined lines. But Dre and Snoop are basically LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's too easy. And again, back to what we was just saying. That's one song right there. You only got to reference 2 words. 2 words. Boom, one song.
Exactly.
All right. Total over under on the sacks 5.5. I had to go with the over at minus 125.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But I think you're gonna get 3 or 4 on one side easily.
That's why I gotta go under.
No. On one, I think you're gonna get at least 3 or 4 on one side. And the way the books are pricing this, they're more or less saying that each side's basically gonna get 3.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see 3, 4
I don't
on
know.
each
I just
side.
don't. Maybe on the Rams side, yeah. I don't know. I don't know about the Bengals side. That's why I'll take the under. I'll take the under on that one. All right. Another fun one. Got the national anthem over under 95 seconds. Now most of them have gone over 2 minutes long. So that's why I'm gonna take the under. Now I don't know who this country artist that's doing the anthem.
Mickey Guyton. I guess that's how you say her name.
Yeah, I don't really know nothing about him, but just going over history, saying that most of them have gone over 2 minutes, I will take the over 95 seconds.
This one, I was honestly already staying off this one, just because it's scary how often they're on with. Specifically, this one right here. This is another prop. This is a long time prop that like there's been a lot of inside scoop. Like I wouldn't be shocked, somebody paying somebody that works at the stadium. Hey, just all I need you to do is click a stopwatch. Stop it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You ain't gotta do nothing else. You ain't even gotta be looking at the stage. You just gotta be able to hear it. But yeah, so yeah. It's scary how often they're, right on with those. So me personally, that's one, I stay off that. I can't do with that one.
All right.
Let me see here. See. Total interceptions in the game. The number's at 1.5.
Yeah, so I'll take the over.
Yeah, they've been putting that at minus 115 both ways. I can't pass the over up on that. You might get, Hell, like I was just saying in the NFC Championship game, I might have gotten 2 out of Stafford just off the jump.
Yeah,
You know, so yeah, you get saying I'm gonna get 1 out of each team. Yeah, I'm all over that.
I got. Will there be overtime? Yes, it's plus 950, and no is minus 2,000.
I got a question for you. Would you have made that play if there hadn't have been overtime already in the Super Bowl? It's only happened once.
Yeah, it's only happened once. That's why it's at minus 2,000. No. Um, but seeing that there's so many overtimes in these playoffs, I don't mind taking the yes on this one.
Yes, I'm not necessarily against the choice because yes, you're absolutely right. There's more parity than there ever has been in the NFL, and that's what leads to overtime. I just find it interesting because before the infamous 28-3 meltdown by the Atlanta Falcons, as a Panthers fan, we know this story very well because on March 28th, we like to celebrate and remind Falcon fans of the day, when it was 328. But yeah, basically just with this kind of stuff, you can get crazy out there. That's for dang sure. But yeah, um, let's see. I didn't think I was gonna get. Man, it's scary. I'm running out of props.
That's okay. We're wrapping up. You just say this one, and we'll get into the main one, which is Super Bowl MVP. But go ahead with this one.
All right, here. Let's see how big Caleb smiles on this one. All right, because Mickey Guyton is a chick.
Yeah.
Does she show cleavage or not?
Oh man, I just want to say yes, just say yes. I don't even care.
Plus 135. How can you say as a guy?
I can
Even
say
as a
no.
girl, how
Who's
can
gonna
you
say
say
no?
no? I said yes before I looked up pictures. Not this, she's a lovely looking woman. Like yes, I would hope that this one hits. If nothing more, you know, I got a legit reason to pay attention to national anthem.
Yeah.
Not too proud to say that like you know
I hope
like
she has a wardrobe malfunction as well.
no, you don't even need a malfunction. That's the kicker. Like you can get one of these plunging necklines or whatever. I'm not the fashion guru by any means, but all you need is the technical definition of cleavage. And so, not to be rude or anything like that, you see some of these artists really go out with the wardrobe in it. They are stunning. It's their moment, they own it. This is a lovely looking woman. I would not be shocked if she came out there in some sort of stunning dress. And, like I said, it happens at award shows where you have someone, she's a gorgeous looking girl. She knows how to work it. Work it, girl.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into the main prop, Super Bowl MVP. The favorite is Matt Stafford at minus 110. Joe Burrow right behind him plus 210. Cooper
I,
Cup plus 650.
I
Aaron
was gonna say,
Donald
what's the
plus
shocker that
1800.
the quarterbacks are the favorites in
I know.
the quote unquote it's not a quarterback award.
Yeah. But wrapping up is Jamar Chase at plus 1800. And my sleeper, T. Higgins plus 4,000. Um,
You're
I
not going
think
Von Miller? You're not going Von Miller for the two
mm,
Pete as defensive MVP? MVP like
no, I don't think
really? I
so.
mean, if you want to talk about long shot, I'm sorry, that's somebody I think that's worth looking at. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what the odds are off the top of my head. But if
But
you want to talk about
honestly, if the Rams win, I think it goes to Matt Stafford. If the Bengals win, I do think it to
so
be
you're
T.
saying
Higgins.
if it's a close game, if not tie game, and Von Miller comes off the edge and gets a strip sack and somebody rumbles down and they either get the game scoring TD or, game winning field goal, You're gonna tell me that if short of him having like just a abysmal stat line and just having this one great play, they ain't gonna consider giving it to him. He goes out there, racks up a couple sacks, maybe has a couple defended passes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that Aaron Donald's more capable of getting it than Von Miller.
Oh, I agree with you, but of the two, who do you think's gonna draw more focus? And going into this game, who do you think is gonna get more attention?
Well, I think
I'd
Aaron
put
Donald always has attention in every game when he's
Oh,
still.
yes, he always has attention,
Just
but
prove
as
it.
far as game plan and going in before, anybody touches the field, I would put my money on there's gonna, their focus is stop, Aaron Donald first, then maybe work on Von Miller or another player, regardless who it is. But, you stop this guy first. So yeah, if you're looking at long shots, it sounds crazy. I know
Is
it's
that your
hard to
pick?
take a defensive player to win Super Bowl MVP. But we're talking about somebody that's done it before. Like, hold up now, that's a game
Yeah.
changer right there. This man was having a bad year and got traded to a playoff team that was like, Leo, look, we need a playoff caliber Super Bowl,
Yeah.
level guy. But yeah, like you said, definitely short of something amazing happening that really makes somebody stand out, it's basically gonna fall on one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Unless we see a real low scoring game and it's being dominated by the run game. Um, maybe we see Cooper Kupp get 13, 14 receptions, go off for 150 yards. But short of something like that, I don't see a wide receiver getting it. Like Jamar Chase
I
could.
think I think that's what I'm saying. Like I think if T Higgins just goes off and has like a Santonio Holmes type of game or like a Deion Ranch type of game, I think he could get it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that's gonna occur. Like I don't. It's gonna take more than just the yard. It's like you need both. You don't need
Yeah, he
just
needs a
yardage.
spectacular catch in the end zone.
Yeah,
Just
he's
some
gonna need like
spectacular
a
play.
spectacular catch, like 8 receptions, 120 yards. Like you said, at least one TD, and then you gotta hope like somebody else, like Cooper Cup, didn't do the same.
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on who wins.
Which I'm sorry, I find that's one thing that's always bothered me with like an award like this because I can understand like saying maybe quote unquote the MVP has to come from a team that made it to the playoffs. That's sort of logic that goes in hand. Your team had to at least have some level of success, in
Yeah.
comparison to the league. But in this instance, just because that team won, I don't think it should be going to a specific group or your eyes shouldn't be going there first. You should be asking, who won the game? Who's the most important person out there? Because in a single game, yes, a defensive player can be the most stout person.
Mm-hmm.
If this was Dallas going out there, Diggs on defense, yes, he could easily have a great couple of plays where it may have not been interception after interception, but you're talking about critical, crucial batted balls or something, or you get into different sort of conversations. So yeah, it being this one game playoff, if there's a scenario you really think that can happen, regardless, long shot or whatnot, I always think you should handicap a game the way you believe it's going to play out, and it doesn't always fit the norm. And if you come across something like you said, you know, sort of that Santonio Holmes, this might be that breakout game for somebody.
Yeah.
Uh, Early, in a couple situations with the Buffalo Bills and their tight end Knox, I liked him as a red zone threat for, like anytime TD props. You'd see that occur a handful of times. I wasn't necessarily right in the moment, but it was, logical. It was, something that might get utilized. And so, yeah, T. Higgins, uh, maybe an OBJ, go off for like 2, 3 TDs. Oh man, touchdown celebrations on OBJ with multiple TDs. Now
Yeah.
that'd be something right there, you know.
All
Like,
right.
do we get a wardrobe malfunction out of OBJ after the second TD? There you go.
That
That's
might
right there.
happen. All right, man. That's all the props we have for y'all today. It's our last show of the season. That means we are coming back, but you know, we will be coming back to the NFL, talking about futures in the future. Um, so yeah, but it's been a great time having you, man. It's been really fun doing this with you.
Oh yeah, I've definitely enjoyed coming on and throwing back and forth numbers because honestly, I feel that's the best way for somebody to find angles and to, a gather of opinions. And regardless of where the opinions come from, where, the statistics come from, the trends, whatever, it's still all boiling down to how much do you trust the information that's being presented to you. And not that it's inaccurate, but all information is weighted differently. And so having somebody that you can simply bounce ideas off of, gather a perspective from, even if it's just two guys like you and me, just, hey, this is what I was looking at. Oh, yo, I was looking at that same thing. And you were looking at it from two different angles, but you got to the same goal. Uh, finding good angles, finding good opportunities, and basically just trying to capitalize on those positions. That's really what it's all about, and that's all I think everybody's trying to do. You know, it's this time of year where you try and take advantage of the book, but at time you get a chance to really play some fun and interesting numbers and things that you don't ever get a chance to play.
Yeah, I thank everybody who's stuck with us and watched all these episodes. First time hosting this show. So I thank y'all for watching, and I've had a great time. Like I said, we will be back talking more NFL. And yeah, just talk. I hope we made you guys money. That was the main reason why I wanted to start a show. I like helping people win money. Like I like make myself money. Hopefully that we've helped you guys make money. That's what we're trying to do.
Well,
But
the way I like to look at it, the way I've heard it put best is you're not just trying to give somebody a fish, you're trying to teach them how to fish
yeah,
because really that's what this is about. It, it- any and everybody can claim to be right about something. They can claim to have a lot, but don't nobody know what's going to happen. The books don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows the sports guides don't know what's going to happen. Like, let's be real about this, okay? So yes, there is that level of luck. But when you find those good angles, when you learn how to see the good plays develop, that's where you really can start to develop, a system, an angle that, you know, it doesn't matter what the teams are involved. It doesn't matter who the players are involved. It takes out less of that luck, less of that chance. And, that's how you end up with more probability to win. That's why people specifically played blackjack versus other games in casinos because starting off in the very beginning, before you've played a single hand, done a single thing, your odds to win are better at that in that game than any of the other scenarios presented within the casino. Like
right.
there's a reason why people play blackjack versus the other games, and
Mhm.
typically that it starts there.
Okay, man. Tell people where they can find you.
All right, y'all. Y'all can find me at DWeatherly90 on Twitter. Also, I do make appearances on the Lunch Break Hot Take podcast here on YouTube. Um, I've a weekly betting segment there where I've delivered NFL picks during the NFL season. There will be some basketball as things get wrapped up this Sunday, with the Super Bowl. But basketball, I've been, digging my hands into some of these hockey props and plays, a little soccer here and there. Just this, sports junkie out here trying to help my fellow degenerates. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter and keep your eyes out. I may have something of my own in the works going on in the future. So you may find me inviting Mr. NFL Caleb 22 onto a show.
Maybe, man. Look forward to that. But you can find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find all my betting articles on our website, let'sgetreadynetwork.com. Just because of the season done, I'll still be writing some articles. I did all last season. Before the season, I wrote a lot of futures articles. I will start that up during the summer, like I did last year. And yeah, like and subscribe. All links down in the description. And yeah, like I
Oh
said,
yeah, and just one final word to
all
go
right.
out on, on the little, betting side of things. My Hornets will finish better than the New York Knicks of a certain Mr. Ferris. So there's that.
Well, I hope Ferris is watching. But yeah, see y'all next time.